Ultra Squad, look, man. Hope y'all can see me. Y'all can see me clear? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you can see me clear. All right, look. We got Candace Owens, bruh. She got her little show that she do, Candace O Show. You know how it go. Bars. Look, bruh. I don't really react to too much of Candace Owens. Of course, I know who she is. I know of her. You know what I mean? I don't really watch her content, but she does make great content overall from what I have seen on the internet, the little clips. I know she's been on Joe Rogan. I know a lot of people who possibly are Democrats do not rock with Candace Owens just off of their views versus her views and all that stuff. They call her a coon, you know what I'm saying? Auntie Ruckus, you know what I mean? We know how all this stuff go. Do I agree with everything that Candace Owens talks about or does? No, because I haven't seen everything that she talks about or does, but the little things that I have seen, some I might not be agreeing with or whatever the case may be. But if you do know a little bit about Candace Owens, her and Erika Kirk do not got the best relationship, especially since Charlie died. You know what I mean? And it seems from clips that I've seen, it seems Candace has been eating up Erika Kirk. You know what I'm saying? So we finna get straight to it. She got an open letter to Erika Kirk. All right, we finna see what she talking about. I don't know if she dissing, which she probably is, but we finna get straight to it. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I also did a video on Erika Kirk on my page. Go check that out, all right? If you're new to my channel, we do different topics where we discuss different things that might be going on in the world or trending on social media, whether it's political, the Grammys, Trump, Nicki Minaj, just anything, all right? If you want me to react to something that's trending on social media or something that's going on in the world, leave it down below. Let's go. Enough talking.
Shiggity wickedy slam, look about my talawa, tan bunny lang. And if you're looking for your 1 minute, man, I little lion sound, hear me I say, look.
What was that?
To do this publicly, I think public conversations keep everybody honest. And there are some things clarified because sometimes the gap between the truth and the lie is what happens behind closed doors. You and Charlie began dating in earnest in 2019, and in retrospect, it was accompanied by a season of a lot of change. For one, I was getting married and virtually, therefore, joined at the hip with my fiance. He was sort of a new third wheel at all of our events. A few months later, on May 1st, the public was informed that I was resigning from my position as the communications director of Turning Point USA. Now, there has been a lot of public speculation as to what led to that decision. The media ran with it was anti-Semitism or some disagreement about Kanye West, but that wasn't true. None of that was true. The truth, and I think that you very well know what the truth is, because you were around for it, is that Charlie and I had a disagreement which fractured my trust in him. He did something that he had never done before. He lied to my face about money. Now, in retrospect, I believe that the manner in which I discovered the lie might have been by design, but there's no need for us to delve into conspiracy when the facts are plenty enough. Charlie had taken a meeting down in Florida with Ike Perlmutter at Mar-a-Lago. It was a fundraising meeting. For whatever reason, he did not want me to know about this meeting, and that was strange. It was meant to be kept a secret. It was strange because we had always collaborated on and taken those sorts of meetings together. Anyway, I found out about it, and I decided to ask him casually as we were riding up an elevator at the Trump Hotel in D.C. I said to him,
This whole time, clips that I've seen, I thought she got fired because of Ben Shapiro. I don't know. I don't know.
Heard from Ike recently? And he looked me right in the face, just as he was getting off on his floor. And he said, no, I haven't. I haven't heard from him in like 2 weeks. And I then said back to him, really, Charlie, because you had lunch with him yesterday at Mar-a-Lago. And I saw his stomach drop. His entire face looked, as if he was going down a roller coaster. He stuck his arm back in the elevator really quickly and tried to explain it away. He then pivoted toward an apology, but obviously the damage was done. And if I'm being honest,
Candace Owens, just like Charlie Kirk, Erika Kirk, they all lean towards what? To the right, to the right, to, you know what I'm saying? So if you are a part of the right and you vote Republican, and you're always like, oh, I support Trump, I support this and this, oh, Democrats are all liars, blah, blah, blah. Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens were somewhat friends or associates, right? She just said out of her mouth, Charlie Kirk did something that she never thought that he would do. Lie to her straight in her face. And he did that. At least from her POV. This is what she's sharing with the public, right? So what makes you think that a Republican or anybody that's in the office that is a part of the right wouldn't lie to you? That goes for a mayor, a governor, a president. You know what I mean? And this goes for the left too. What makes you think Kamala or Joe Biden or whoever else wouldn't straight up lie to your face about something? It doesn't matter what party these people are from. The government can lie. Not saying that's all they do, but the government can lie to the public and its citizens of the United States of America. All right? This is why I'm in the middle ground, because whatever party y'all are a part of, whether you're a part of the right or the left, y'all are too extreme in belief of your party. You don't see your party doing nothing wrong. It's just like people who are fans of celebrities. You don't see your favorite celebrity doing nothing wrong, bro. It's crazy to me, bro.
honest, I was as hurt as I was shocked and confused by it because we were close. We did go back down to the lobby. We sat at a table and we talked. I don't even remember whether or not I was angry. I probably was. That does tend to be my choice emotion. But deep down, there was a part of me that knew that it was coming because of a lot of the new hires that were coming into Turning Point USA post Kanye tweet. Charlie had new people in his ear that were hijacking his ambition, making him believe that money was the truest measure of success. Charlie was a brilliant fundraiser. Everybody knows that, but he was also young. He was naive to what the wrong money could invite into his life. And I warned him. I warned him in that restaurant. I warned him specifically about Stacey Sheridan. Everything about her made my skin crawl. And I suspected she and Tyler had something to do with it. I also warned him about Schaefer Security and Dan Flood. You can check the text messages because you have them. And now I am left wondering, obviously, if Charlie had heeded my advice, if he would still be alive. I've also come to another realization that I missed at that time. Maybe the newest and the biggest influence in his ear. Who was that, obviously? It was you. You were the newest and biggest influence in Charlie's life. You kind of all arrived at the same time. And you too, Erika, you lied to my face as we sat down in that hotel and we spoke for 4 hours. But I want to be clear, it was different. You see, with Charlie, I could forgive him. We were always like brother and sister. We went on tours thereafter. But you didn't do it when you lied. You didn't do it out of naivety. You didn't do it because you were young and being pulled into the wrong direction by bad faith actors. Andrew Colvett was never going rogue. You knew that. Every single evil thing that was done to me was done with your blessing. And I consider the onslaught of attacks that I had to endure, they were evil. Because you knew I was telling the truth, and you authorized people with an incredible amount of money to attack one of the few people in politics who was actually grieving your husband. You knew we had a deep friendship. You knew I was telling the truth about the Catholic thing, about everything. You allowed these people to lie and to say that Charlie and I hadn't spoken since 2019. I mean, it's crazy how much of a lie that was. You authorized it, and I now know that. The question is why? It was so cruel. It was so mean, right? Why impart that on someone who you know, within a sea of snakes, actually cared about Charlie and didn't want anything out of the organization? Maybe it's because I was like a loose end, one person that wasn't controlled by an organization. I'd just kind of proven that I'd rather lose everything to say something that I don't believe, least of all for money. I mean, maybe it's also because you have his phone. And when I revealed to the public that he had predicted his own death in remarkable detail, maybe you went back and you read the rest of those messages, the ones that I haven't yet revealed to the public, because in retrospect, those messages they're pretty terrifying because they're precise and it feels prophetic. Charlie was gifted. You know that. I know that. And the government most certainly knew that as well since he was a kid, which is why it was at least very interesting to me that you told the New York Times, something that most people didn't pay attention to, but you told the New York Times the night before his murder, Charlie's, and I'm going to quote this, you said that Charlie's adrenal glands were just going off. He couldn't sleep. I know enough about Charlie to know what that means. That means that Charlie was being bothered. He was probably having visions like he was in 2018, probably a clearer vision than the one that I had that you guys tried to mock, that danger was coming. And I'm going to go ahead and say that it wasn't about a Jezebel article written by some leftist. Please stop saying that because it's not true. I know Charlie, a leftist article didn't upset him in this way. Didn't make him call a priest to pray over him. He thought someone was going to kill him. He did express that in writing, and you did not lose those text messages. You knew that. But Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article. He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special.
You know what's crazy about that? Some people will be like, a person of the right is talking about the third eye. That sounds like some liberal-ish. All that wokery. Listen, bro. Hey, listen. People of the right and the left have a lot of things in common, bro. They believe their side to the fullest. We're all human beings at the end of the day. We have feelings, emotions, all this crazy stuff that is inside us human beings, okay? Is that possible that he was experiencing these things? I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy, man. You know, seeing visions of you dying, that's some scary-ish, for real. Anybody would be and should be worried if they start seeing visions of them dying and all this crazy stuff going on, bro. Is it possible that he did get assassinated and it was planned? Like planned? Of course he got assassinated, but is it possible that it was planned? For sure. People need to start realizing that anything is possible, bro. Like, for real. Everything is not a conspiracy. Everything is not made up by the left or a liberal or some. You know what I'm saying?
School that he had to go to. We spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it. And if Charlie's adrenal glands were going off, it was probably maybe for the very same reason that I pulled my kids out of school days before he was murdered, because I sensed danger was coming. And since we are being open, I also want you to know that it struck me as odd when you said in that interview with Jesse Waters that you wanted Charlie to have a good night's sleep. He was so excited. So you sent him to sleep in his daughter's room. You know, it just registered to me as a little bit backwards. I wanted my husband to have a good night's sleep because of something he had the next day. I'd probably let him sleep in the room, and I would sleep in my daughter's room. Flagged that. I also thought what was interesting is that you said the next morning when he snuck in, he grabbed his wedding band. Again, minor detail, but I asked myself, why was his wedding band off? But enough with speculation. Here are the facts. I now have verifiable proof in writing.
Yo. And are y'all not entertained, bro? Are y'all not entertained, bro? Candace could be like a real life storyteller for real. Like, this is what I want to do one day because I got like a pretty nice voice. Like, this is very intriguing. This is like some spooky dooky. This is crazy, bro.
That Justin Strife, and you lied to me.
Whew.
You know exactly who Pierre is. Why did Justin Strife say that he had never heard of Pierre? It's crazy. Justin, why would you do that? Justin, you know him. You've met with him. You've personally met with Pierre. Erika, you've met with him in the wake of Charlie's death. I have, again, verifiable proof. So you could call your lawyers. You can spend another $1 billion on PR if you want to. Tell your lawyer to call my lawyer. I mean, you guys certainly have the money to do all of these things. It's not going to wipe away the truth. Okay. The truth is that there was a deal on the table with Pierre, who, yes, is from France, born in France. And that deal was worth billions, not millions, billions, plural, billions of dollars. Just after Charlie was shot, and again, I have proof, Pierre had a phone call with Justin Strife. He also had a phone call with Mr. Don Arico of Turning Point USA down in Tampa. And you know what's really odd? Somehow this Frenchman, Pierre, he knew that Charlie was dead before the rest of the world did. How did he know that? How did he know before I knew? Especially because he wasn't yet a donor to Turning Point USA. Why was he given so much priority? Frenchman. I'm interested. I know that after Charlie died, that deal went through. Yeah. I mean, if I'm lying, this would definitely fall within the category of defamation. So, yeah, I'm all in on this one.
Hey, she like, what you gonna do about it, bitch? What you gonna do about it, bitch? You fake tan, blue-eyed devil, bitch.
I'm guessing, by the way, regarding this, Pierre, that this might be the reason that the White House never got back to me regarding the French Foreign Legion being involved with Charlie's assassination. Because, I don't know, there could be a French angle here. Could this be a motive? Could billions of dollars be a motive? I mean, I'll just ask some immediate questions. My question would be, why would a devout Catholic Frenchman be looking to give billions of dollars to an evangelical organization? Is that not weird? Just objectively weird? Gosh, that's a pretty big investment. Just really care about free market capitalism? What's France got to do with college campuses in America, full stop? The answer, Erika, is nothing. Nothing. And one of the things that when I was a kid, and other GATE kids, since we've been speaking about the GATE program, when they put you in these special classes, they test you frequencies, sounds. They made us drink fluoride, all the weird stuff. But one of the things that they're especially interested in is how quickly you can put together puzzles. And I want you to know that I excelled at that. I was really good at putting together puzzles. I got to tell you, I think the picture is starting to emerge here. I think I was right. My best guess is that it was Pierre Falcone all along of Angola Gate. We talked about it on the show. France, Israel, the United States. This time it would be Egypt rather than Angola, all working together. Maybe they were getting the band back together to traffic because, there's been a lot of trafficking that just keeps coming up in this investigation. These countries, these satellite of countries, you trying to pretend with your billions of dollars, got a PR, we can do all of this. And it was so great.
Hey, man, I just want to say real quick, man, that silk press, man, she got, bro. It's good. It's good. For real. It's real good.
Crazy. Oh, my God. A little joke about the Egyptian planes. What? Nothing to see here. This is my theory. There's a lot to see here. Because you were lying to cover Bibi Netanyahu's tracks. That's very strange. You were there when Bibi Netanyahu called. Andrew told me that Bibi offered to take Turning Point USA to the next level and that Charlie turned him down in the Hamptons at the dinner that you were a part of, but you don't remember that part. You say he's just calling about a letter that Charlie wrote 5 months earlier. The dinner that you thereafter allowed an army of influencers to claim never actually happened, but you were there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was there every step of the way. None of this ever happened. Nobody wanted to address BB calling. Nobody made any statements about that. Full-blown psyop, psychological operation. Truly, everything that you guys did, not only was it cruel, but I think the real motivation was you just thought you could psychologically break me. Because that's what this whole thing has been. It's been one big psyop. Very well funded because there's a lot of money on the line. If nothing happened in the Hamptons that was out of the usual, why the panic? Because something did happen. Charlie told Bibi Netanyahu no. Bibi, also, Charlie had declined to have Bibi on his podcast. When Bibi went on a little PR tour, Charlie didn't want to have him on the podcast, according to Andrew. So Charlie seems pretty done with Israel, right? You don't want to have on the prime minister of Israel? But the obvious question here that the media is not interested in, but I certainly am, is in exchange for what, right? In exchange for what was Bibi Netanyahu going to take Turning Point USA to the next level? In exchange for what? And also, how was he planning to get that money into the company? Turning Point was already worth $100 million. Pulls in $100 million annually. What does the next level mean? It sounds like it would have to be billions. Via whom?
Yo, when a person start whispering like that, man, I don't know. Hey, listen. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, but listen, what I do know is I already got these facts. So while you up there talking about what you talking about, hey, look, I already got them written down right here. So what you gonna say now? What you gonna say now? You ain't got to say nothing. When they start talking all low like that, you know they got them. They already got you, bro. What else can you say? Because when she start talking loud and they talking low, they got you. They won already. They won already. You know what I'm saying? It's over with, bro.
My guess is Pierre. Erika. I think that there's a reason Pierre knew that Charlie was dead first. I think there's a reason he was a priority. How? Why? I think France and Israel are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I'm going to put that out there with full confidence. I also now have very strong evidence which suggests that you lied about your whereabouts on the morning of September 10th. Little details have been edited. You said that you were accompanying your mother as she was receiving a treatment. Like I said, I now have something which strongly disputes that narrative. So I'll ask you this question on behalf of the world. What the hell happened on September 10th?
10 days before.
Why are you guys struggling to get your story straight? Why did you tell Jesse Waters this?
And you wanted to see Charlie immediately and came up. Take us through that.
We landed in Utah, went straight to the hospital.
Straight to the hospital? Andrew told me that when he deplaned, you guys embraced on the tarmac and he boohoo cried in your arms because he had so much pent-up anxiety. So just given the planes, which you confirmed to me which plane he was on and which plane you were on, that would mean that you had to wait for Andrew to land for an hour. Waited for an hour. Don't do the thing where you tell me that Andrew went rogue. Don't do that, Erika. You're lying. You would be lying. The question is why? Why did you wait? And how long did you wait? And who was on the Egyptian planes? Who took off the Delaware? Who stayed behind to communicate on that second plane that was transponding for no reason? I think you know what I know, which is that I'm going to find out. This is not going to be a never-ending mystery. This is not going to be the JFK story. I'm going to figure out exactly what happened, and I'm getting very close, against all odds, against billions. You might have the billions, but I have the truth. So that's what I wanted to say to you.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Hey, could you Could you imagine some silk pressed, well-spoken black woman with great vocabulary coming for you over your dead husband, bro, and is accusing you of basically being a part of his assassination, basically. You know what I mean? And what if, just what if, people? Let me do what Candace was doing. What if everything that Candace is saying is true? Like I said earlier in the video, I hope she's right, because, hey, these are some bold statements you saying, Candace. You know what I'm saying? You got it. She said she got the evidence. Hey, we gonna see, right? We gonna see, bro. What if, though? Like I was saying, what if everything that Candace is saying is true? This is like a real life, Lifetime movie. We gotta realize, like I said earlier, bro, you never know what's going on in this world. You know what I mean? Like, don't just sit back and just take word of what your political view and what your political party is telling you. You know what I mean? If you are a Democrat watching the video right now, and a Democrat that's in the office, or whoever is telling you, hey, this is this, don't necessarily believe them. You know what I mean? Make sure you look at other POVs and make sure you gather evidence on your own when it comes to doing stuff like research. You know what I'm saying? Just because Trump tells you, hey, I wasn't on Epstein Island, I wasn't there. I have seen some Republicans be like, whoa, if this is true, I can't support Trump no more. But sit back, look at other POVs, do research on your own, instead of being a yes man. Wait a minute, maybe Trump is this guy. Did he do anything with some little girls? Did he do this or that? You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm a fan of LeBron James, if something was to come out with him doing some crazy ish, I'm not just gonna be back. I'm not just gonna sit back and just be like, oh, there's no way he did that. He would never. I don't know this man. Y'all don't know Trump. Y'all don't know anybody that's in the office who's a Republican. Same with Democrats. But anyways, man, hey, this was real spicy, man. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. More to come.